Welcome to the Language Matters video series. I'm Angela Jackson, the founding executive director of Global Language Project. Our latest luncheon was hosted by Morgan Stanley at their world headquarters here in New York City and featured deRegt, the managing director of Global Fixed Income and Sales Trading.
Thanks for being here with me and Morgan Stanley. Appreciate it. Yeah, I met Angela, she said, through PACE. My girlfriend of a few years now runs PACE, and before she was my girlfriend, I've known her for 12 years. She's been involved in this organization, and as Angela said, it's the time I learned through being on the board now for 12 years, how important these opportunities are outside of the formal education process. Our educators are not failing. It's just that they're being held to incredibly high reading and math test score outcomes, and so they're obviously dedicating their efforts to that, and they've left a lot of the rest of it to the rest of us. And so we're I'm very much committed to providing these other opportunities for youth that involve all kinds of enrichment, including language. And it's not because I just want to enrich their lives. It's also because as a global citizen, as a part of the business community, we need these kids to have more skills than just math and reading skills. That's a minimum. But they need language skills. So to cut to the bottom line of what I was going to say, the key to success of Morgan Stanley, as with most large organizations, we're global in nature. I'll give you some stats in a moment. But collaboration is the key. Communication is the key. And that's why, to answer the question you asked me to address, that's why I'm supporting this program by being here today and having you have this lunch today and making a financial contribution to the work that's going on, because it's really, really important. So I have been at Morgan Stanley a really, really long time. By Wall Street standards, an incredible amount of time. I joined here in 1981, so I've been at Morgan Stanley more than 30 years. I took a brief sabbatical, but I've actually worked for 25 years here. I worked in London for 3 of those years, otherwise I've been in New York. But the firm is big, as you know, and everywhere. So there are now 57,000 employees. Pre the financial crisis, there were 63,000. That was the peak. But those 57,000 people operate in 43 countries, 626 cities, 1,200 different offices. And my division, which is bonds and currencies, operates in 22 countries and 32 cities. And I have nearly 2,000 of those 57,000 people that work for me. 26% of our employees operate out of the New York metropolitan area, and 43% operate out of our 5 largest locations, which are New York, in order: New York, London, Hong Kong, Mumbai, interestingly, moving ahead of Tokyo. And those are our top 5 locations. Most of our business is obviously conducted in English, but obviously across the 43 countries, there are at least 25 languages spoken in Morgan Stanley. I checked this. I think data is interesting, right? I didn't want to come and make a speech and not have the facts for you. So we speak 25 languages at Morgan Stanley, according to people that monitor these sorts of things. So that's our background. My background was California. I'm born in San Francisco. So this is a great time to be in San Francisco with the Giants and the 49ers. And I went to Stanford and we won the Rose Bowl. So this is my time, but from a sports standpoint. But also it was a great multicultural community to grow up in. And I did speak Spanish growing up. One of the great missed opportunities, my prep school, high school, dropped a Latin requirement the year I arrived, which really cost me. I would be further ahead in life if I had taken Latin, but I did not. I wish I had. But the road to Morgan Stanley was, I think, very much based on that liberal arts, multicultural education I had in California, and still very close to California. All my family is there. They all just visited New York last week for my birthday, because I can't get out of here to go visit anybody, because we're working a little bit here, as you read about. You know, that's me. As Angela pointed out, this work in education is really important. I took 7 years away from Morgan Stanley. I didn't work for anyone else, but that's the gap between 25 years of actual work and 32 years associated with the firm. And one of the things I did at that time is I chaired the board of an educational institution that works with children with learning disabilities. My child, one of my three, had been one of those. And this institution did such great work that after he left, I got more involved and continued to work. So I love education. I love trying to find ways. I love the research and education. We know that with these enriching activities, to Angela's comments, are just vital to child's sense of well-being and ultimately their chance to be competitive and successful in the world.